Hello, everybody. We're back again for another episode of Landscape Lies by Landscape Lyle. Hi, I'm Lyle, the landscape contractor. I'm here to try to help improve everybody's knowledge and abilities for their gardens and their landscapes and things like that. Happy to spread things along. Last episode we talked about watering, overwatering, and the various things that can happen based upon that. Just basic landscaping stuff that will really help you in your landscaping management. It may solve a lot of problems. But there's something else I'd like to talk about too, which is a really excellent product for all gardens, because it's extremely important to maintain the biodiversity and the juice in the soil, so to speak. And that's what's lacking in most gardens over the years. Most people tend to not put stuff back into the soil in the way of mulching or some organic materials. Generally, they just put out fertilizer. And fertilizer is fine, but it has its limitations. It eventually becomes what should we call it, a diminishing return, because you need more fertilizer to get the same effect. Eventually it stops working. So organic material is always long-term better off. So I'm going to go to the subject of biochar. And biochar is an ancient solution that was developed, believe it or not, in the Amazon rainforest. And the reason is because you can probably imagine that the Amazon rainforest is exactly that, lots and lots of rain. And over the years, it's going to wash away all the nutrients in the soil. Well, many thousands of years ago, the local Indians figured out through certain discoveries about how they could do a low oxygen burn of organic materials and turn it into a soil amendment. And this stuff is called biochar. And they mix it in the soil. And this soil in the Amazon rainforest, which is completely depleted of all nutrients from all the rains, they turned it into some of the most fertile agricultural land developed by man, basically by continually adding all this organic material. And we found out through scientific procedures over the years all the advantages there really are to biochar. The best way to think about it is it's like a piece of carbon that can absorb whatever is put around it. So it absorbs material, absorbs fertilizer, it absorbs biological material and things like that, and slowly releases it back out into the soil. It just helps the plants, it aerates things. And by the way, it's estimated that biochar probably lasts 7,000 to 8,000 years in the soil. So it is definitely a long-term solution. It doesn't wear out. I am very well associated with the gentleman, Brian Spangle, who's opened up a business called Organic Solutions, and they make a wonderful product. It's called Vermichar. It's a mixture of biochar and worm castings. And if you're an organic farmer that likes their food crop, this is almost magical in the way that it works. I highly recommend it for all your food crop. Also, some more of the practical applications of biochar, it really does help with water management. It allows for the soil to be properly irrigated, not wasting stuff, and it really opens up the soil to a lot of beneficial things. I highly recommend it. It's probably easy to find. It can be made out of anything, too, so it's also a solution to some of our waste product. You can take anything, any kind of organic biomass, and put it in a low oxygen production facility and turn it into biochar. And so that is also a win-win. It's a recycling program, and we get to add stuff back into the soil. You can use it for food crop. It's really good for lawn areas, especially after it's been aerated properly, and just any plant. If you have a passion for keeping certain plants alive, or you're just a passionate gardener, there's nothing wrong with adding biochar to your mix. And slowly but surely, it will really add to the conditioning of your soil. It hangs on to things like the nutrients. Obviously, you want to put stuff back into the soil. It's required. One of the best things you can put in is bone and blood meal, and any kind of organic material that does not have any contaminants in it that you would want to pass along, heavy metals and stuff like that. So for food crop, it's important, maybe not as important for ornamental stuff, but it's still better for the environment to have uncontaminated stuff put in your soil. So I hope this has helped you some. If you have any questions, comments, or if you'd like to say anything about this podcast, try me at Lyle at landscapelyle.com. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. I hope you all have a very nice day.